I think I can say this as an observer and admirer in many ways, not always, but in many ways, of Britain.
Yeah.
It seems that there was a tipping point, up to a point. The many Muslims, they're 6% of the population now, and growing rapidly.
Yep,
growing very
fast.
rapidly.
Yep.
They probably now already control around 25 seats in the House of Commons.
That's right.
It's likely to rise to about 45 over the next 10 or 15 years. I can see a scenario where they will literally be able to use democracy to destroy democracy.
That's what they're doing. And this was the strategy.
So you pass through the democratic processes, a set of arrangements that introduce Sharia law and destroy the basis of common law that lies at the heart
That's what
of
the
British
hijra.
freedom.
That's what the hijra is all about. Immigration.
Right.
That's what you come to do, not to assimilate or be grateful that you're given a refuge, but in order to invade and then destroy from within.
So planned, you're saying.
Absolutely.
Not just
12 mayors out of the 13 major cities in England, one of them can't even speak English. He has to bring an interpreter.
Well, how did he get voted in?
In Brighton, I think it was the mayor of Brighton, but Luton and Brighton and Manchester and Birmingham and all these elected mayors and the school boards. And this is the two things they focused on, the school boards and the council. And they have, and you know how they started? Over 20 years ago, I had the joy of sitting with several parliamentarians in England, in Westminster. And I had the paper that had written by their thinker, who's now dead, named Youssef Qaradawi. He's the basic thinker behind this whole third jihad concept. Well, we failed in the first jihad. When we got to France in the 600s, got stopped. We failed in the second jihad, 1400s. We get to Vienna, occupied Vienna, lost. So now this is the third jihad, which we take the Vatican. The Vatican is that to them is the big kahuna they have to take, or all of Europe, because it represents Europe. So they said, now we're going to do it. We're going to do the third jihad by taking over Europe, but not by the sword. We're going to do it with birth rate and investment of petrodollars. And now the Qataris own Harrods, they own Barclays Bank, and they go on and on and on. So they have complete, I'm not exaggerating, hold over the economy in England, as well as the birth rate, of course, outnumbering. So I sat with us, and I showed them what was written, not from me, I'm not that smart, but the brain of the third jihad movement. And they said, what we're going to do, we're going to build a spine from the top to bottom of the island of England. And once that's strong, we're going to start building ribs. And then we choke the country. Now,
that's pretty chilling.
It is. Well, they started 20 years ago. And I told them, I said, you know that these areas called no-go zone. So a person can beat up his wife or honor killing or whatever it is. Police cannot go there. It's a no-go zone for police.
It's covered by
Sharia court. Sharia court. 85 of them in England now. 85 courts.
What jurisdiction, what recognition in law, in British law, do those courts have?
Well, I think it's fear, basically, where they assigned it. If you go to the court and the judge, and you said, no, you have no authority over me. I'm a Muslim, and he said, okay, I refer you to a Sharia court. And he sends them there. No authority, and then, of course, the judge in the Sharia court says, well, you know, did you beat your wife hard? The Quran says you should only beat her lightly. And they send him home. And so this is what's happening all over England. It's beginning to happen in the States, fortunately for us anyway, that we're living there now, is that the state governments, like in Texas, where they want to build these cities, 400 acres, where the whole epic city is going to be built, Muslim city, be a no-go zone city. And they just woke up in time to stop it. But they were about to do the same thing in the United States. But here's back in 20 plus years ago, you know, this dear man kind of snickered at me and said, oh, come on, this is Britain. They can't do this. I said, look, I'm only showing you what they said they're going to do or what they are doing. It's not. I'm not creating this thing myself. I don't. Anyway, that breaks my heart every time I think about it. That they've never took me seriously.